Hello and welcome to my 1.9 fully automatic tree farm tutorial. If you haven't seen the video already on it, this is slightly different aesthetically, but it's similar to the one that I posted a video on quite a while ago, like right towards the end of August. Whoa, if I can get into the door. There we go. Alright, so this is what it looks like on the inside. And it has quite a few features on it. This is going to give you axes, so every time a tree grows, another axe will come through in case your axe breaks. It'll give you a new axe and you'll pick it up. If you don't pick it up, it'll just get sucked back into the hopper and put back into the system, so it just keeps rotating. Pretty easy. Then all the drops from the tree farm will either land on you, so like the saplings and the wood you collect will land on you. Otherwise, it'll land in these hoppers, and there's one underneath this. And it'll be sent down into these, and they're set on a repeater, and it'll just shoot it into your inventory, so you'll be collecting every little bit that you possibly can, as long as none of it glitches to the outside of the system. This is just a little switch, turns it on and off. You need this on if you want the bud detector down here to detect the tree growth. Let's see. I guess last little thing is this is where you can bone meal. You can fill this entire chest with it, and you can also collect another line of hoppers into it and over to some storage system. So that's basically the rundown of all that's in here. Obviously, you can see how it works on my other video. I'll put a link to that, or I guess probably as an annotation right about now. And yeah, it's really effective. So let's get on to the tutorial. Here is part one. You're going to need everything that's in this chest. You can pause real quick to look at all these items, and you'll be building the, I guess you can call it the repeating circuit, and it looks like this. So starting part one will be very easy. You're going to start out with, you have this little dot, and this is going to be a nice reference point, but over here, you're going to need to put down a piece of wool or whatever block you're using. You're going to put down 2 torches just like that. Put on a piece of redstone. It'll start blinking. It'll probably go out. Yep. And then to re-trigger that, you just place quickly another redstone torch, and it'll repeat, and you hear that little noise. Then you're going to feed this signal into a block, and on top of that, you put another piece of redstone. Then you're going to need a dropper coming out like that, a dropper facing up, and on top of that dropper, you're going to put a, dispenser. Then you need to place another type of block, orange, I'm just using orange wool, there with a sticky piston facing into it, and then off of this, you're going to get a redstone signal that's going to go into this block you just placed. Just like that. Then you need to place a piece of wood right there. And I think that's it for part one. Right, now it's time for part two, this little purple circuit. You're going to need, obviously, your type of block you're using. I'm just going to use the magenta wool. And you need everything you see in my inventory. And then this doesn't have to be cobblestone, it can be any kind of scrap block. To start this process, you're going to place a redstone torch right there underneath this block with the piston. Then, off of that, you're going to be placing a redstone repeater into another magenta block. Next, we have our, I can't remember what type of circuit this thing is called. It's like, all it does is it sends out a 1-tick pulse, and you're going to put in anything. I'm going to put in cobblestone for now, because it'll send it into there. Next, you need a comparator, a repeater, and then send that into a block of whatever. Then, here we go. This is going to be for our redstone circuit into what is going to be our axe dispenser thing. So now what we need is a dropper facing up, a dropper facing towards you on top of that one, and then a hopper facing into the bottom dropper. Then you need to place cobweb on top of that, and you can get that using Silk Touch if you're in survival. And then you'll eventually end up filling that with axes. A knife. It looks like that is all for this step. Now it's time for step 3, which looks like it's the yellow circuit, but relatively small, along with some of the hopper systems. So that should be fun. And these are the axes I was talking about earlier. So to start this part, we're gonna need to place a piece of dirt on top of this piston right here, and this is gonna be, well, when you use this thing, you're gonna be standing here, and then your entrances are gonna be one up. So the entrance is gonna be like, I'll use this for example. You'll have to have your doors at this level. So if that helps with like where you're gonna build it, this is gonna be door level. Anyway, you're gonna place just a yellow block there and break the 2 next to it, just like that. And then you're gonna place a torch on each side. And then on top of that, you're gonna be placing 2 droppers just facing towards you. And this is where you're gonna stand again. And then on top of these, you're gonna place redstone, and it'll start again with another repeating circuit, and that insanely annoying noise. And then to trigger it one more time, just like that, and it should stay repeating, just like it is over here. And now we have 2 axes we can put into our little system right here. Let's see. The last thing we need for this is not really part of the circuit, but it's more of just the hopper system. So we're gonna need to place a hopper there, going into this dropper, one on top of that, feeding into it, and another one feeding into one on top of that one. If you got that all. And same thing on this side. And then you're gonna need one more little hopper system. This is separate. This is gonna collect drops, by the way. And then you're gonna have this hopper system right here, which you're gonna have. It's really 2 hopper systems, and it's all you just need to make sure. It doesn't really matter what way you do it, but you're gonna have to make sure it all feeds into this hopper, which feeds into these droppers into this dispenser, because this is how we're gonna get bone meal from, let's say, a storage unit into the dispenser, so it can be used on your saplings. And then you're gonna bring this one all the way out, and you can place on top of that a single chest, and then over here you can place a double chest. And then any way you want, like this maybe, sending from all your bone meal storage. Same thing from the front, depending on what's easier for you. So those are your 2 options, and it looks like we have completed this step. And now we have step 4, which is gonna take a lot of effort. So this is what you're gonna need. Let's get started. So to begin this 4th step, we're gonna need, at this level, 4 blocks. So it's 2 above the base, and it's gonna be in each of the 4 corners. So just like this. Perfect and perfect. So then we're gonna need to have slabs. I'm using brick because it's similar to red, and this is the red circuit. Slabs like this facing into here with a repeater on 3 ticks there. Then over here, similar. You're gonna have slabs again, except this one should be solid, I think. Yep, that one should be solid, and we're gonna have redstone, and then repeater on 3 ticks here. Then you're going to be placing a solid block coming out from there, and a repeater from here, since the signal will be sent through there, over to here. 1 sec. Let me go fix this, because this is all red circuit still. Again, the repeater out with the redstone. Perfect. And this is my first tutorial, so if I'm going insanely fast, I apologize. But you can slow it down. It should be relatively followable, I'm hoping. And then that's the basic thing going on. And now you're going to take your wood and create some pillars. And I believe they're 6 high. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to do that diagonal towards the center from each of these red blocks. 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that bothers me. Let me fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that looks good to me. Now you're going to have, let's see, how did we do this? All right. We're going to have a 1 block here. So just like this. And then over here we'll have 2. So, and you'll do the same thing for each level. 1, 2, 1. And then between these, you're going to have, right above your little red corner blocks, you're going to have more slabs. And you're just going to cover these with redstone dust. And I think that should be correct. And it looks like it's actually 1 higher than what I had said. So up 7, looking good. Yeah, that's looking good. So you're gonna do that except for each one. So you see how there's 1 here, then the one across from it on the same side is gonna be a 2. So it's it'll end up kind of looking like I don't know, what would you call this? Like a spirally kind of do it. So I'll just do this for all that, and then cover it all in redstone. Ugh. There we go. Again, 2, 1. Relatively easy to follow. Just gotta make sure you don't do it the wrong way. Although I think it might work either way, but still, for the sake of this tutorial. And again, we just cover all this with redstone dust. Covered, perfect. Oopsies. And the last one. And then there's one last, I'll just call this a white circuit, although it's really not that big of a deal. You're going to need to place any kind of slab, stair, whatever, as long as it won't reach to here. Set this on and put out from this a repeater that'll be powering any block that goes on here, because that will trigger the bud system. And unless I made a big mistake, this should be step 4 complete. And it's time for step 5, the final touches. For step 5, it's just a matter of getting this finished, and it will require quite a few sticky pistons. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have, coming out from each of these, you're going to need a big, tall, let's see how tall is it. It is going to be 2x5 with the middle one going up to the same level as these, to the highest level. And you're going to do that for all of these. It's similar for all of them. Oh. Next, you're going to fill in all of this wood on the face. Oops. And you can just fill in all of the rest pretty easily. And it really doesn't matter how you fill it in. But this does have to be wood. Like, you will completely shatter the efficiency of your farm if this is not wood. Because in order for a tree to grow, there cannot be, within the 5x5 area from where the tree grows, there cannot be much. I mean, there can be a little bit like this and those things. Those things are small, but other than small, not other than small, but other than just a few things, you must avoid pretty much anything getting into this area. Then, I think with all that completed, your tree farm is ready to function. It's not necessarily looking that pretty, but it can function as long as all this went correctly. And you can do a lot of finishing touches. So, as an example, I'll head over to here. As you can see, this is a much nicer look, especially on the inside, and not too shabby on the outside. I have little lamps here because that helps with keeping it very, very lit in there, along with having this open, which lets in the actual light. And this is what it looks like. And it looks like I have a little, there's nothing in here. But, yeah, so this is the 1.9 fully automatic tree farm tutorial. Thank you for watching, and this exact little world is able to be downloaded in the description. And also, I do include the 1.8 version, a little bit different. I'll go preview it real quick. And there's also a video on this one. But, can I get in? There we go. So you place it, tree would grow, gets pushed away, saplings get collected, and they'll continue to get pushed out. And you can make a big block, or there's like some type of wither thing that used to work. But that's pretty simple. Again, these are super compact, 7x7. And yeah, thanks for watching. And I guess I'll see you in another video sometime soon.